Welcome to the Designated Drinker Show, the podcast that's raising the bar on craft cocktails. I am your host, Louise Sullis, and with me, as always, is my very, very talented friend who is always hot fun in the summertime, the mixtress DC Gina.
That August birthday, I'm telling you, fires me up.
I don't think you just save it for August.
That's my season to shine. It's my Virgo time.
There you go. Is there ever, are you ever not shining? I think you did every season, Gina.
You know, I don't know. Late. late.
All right, so summer's here, right? So you know what that means. More beach time, more pool time, more time spent with friends, family, picnicking or partying while enjoying the great outdoors, right? And this means we're not only reaching for our bug spray, but we're also reaching into our coolers in search of a cool, refreshing beverage. And Gina, sometimes we got to go back and think about those early days. Sometimes it hurts, but you know, back in the day, we've definitely drank some crap.
Yeah, so you're referring to the Big Z?
Yes, so
yes,
in my early
Jolly
days,
Rancher City, my friend.
In the early days, partaking in, adult beverages, so for some of the first times, I did make some bad decisions. Like, Zima. Mm-hmm. Do you remember this one? Everclear Purple Passion?
Sorry, I'm from Long Island. Of course I do.
Yeah, I ruined it.
You're missing the other stuff. Night Train.
Alizé.
Of course. Alizé is alive and well in the market, by the way.
It is. And so
I own bars. It is alive and well, and people still call for it.
Really?
Yes.
That's
and
crazy.
they have a whole new line of passion fruit and blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I'd still get a hangover just as much today that I did then.
I know, but that's because you're not 20-something.
That's true.
The 20-somethings are still asking for it.
How about this one? Does anyone ever ask for Boone's Farm Strawberry Hill?
I don't even know if Boone's Farm is real. Still, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it still in market?
So the funny thing is, for the show, I Googled it, and
what about Bartles and James?
Bartles and James, yeah, the two old men sitting on the porch.
Yes.
Some of the best advertising, spirit advertising. So.
Really? Was it two old white men?
It was, of course. It was because
fucking shocking.
Some things never change.
Not a woman in sight. Not a woman or a person of color in sight.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. Why are you talking silly now? All right, so let's go back to the show, shall we?
Crazy, Gina.
But now there's a whole new generation of canned drinks, right? And they don't just set out to heavy hit you, and put you down on your bum. They're actually, many of them are enjoyable to drink. They're light, refreshing, and dare I say, just downright delicious. And today's designated drinkers, I believe, are overachievers in this category. They're the co-founders and masterminds behind Volley Tequila Seltzers.
My favorite spirit.
Yes, we have Camila and Chris on the show. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hi.
Thanks guys. It's so nice to be here.
So, Gina, what do you think? Why don't we open up one of these bad boys? Jump right in.
I mean, this is my kind of show, right?
We're
going to do some tasting and some chatting, and I didn't have to make any of them.
No, you did not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm feeling lime. Lime seems like a good place to start.
Let's do it.
All right, so obviously you can't see what we're doing here. So it's Volley Zesty Lime. And it says right on the top of this little cute foil, it says flip the can because juice settles. I understand that, right? So
I didn't know that. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to flip it. And then I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I feel like I've done a user error.
Chris, Camille, either one of you jump in and tell our listeners a little bit about the story behind Volley.
Yeah, absolutely. Camila, you want to kick it off with how we got started?
Yeah, we really just wanted to make the cleanest beverage possible. There were so many of these cans out on the market, and we were drinking them. This is way before High Noon, and the White Claw and all of those, and didn't really know what was in them. Natural flavors and fermented cane sugar were the ingredients, and we wanted something that was clean and that I wanted to drink that was tequila based. So we decided to create Volley.
And to jump in, there's also two shocking facts about alcohol that kind of inspired this. One is that it's the only category that you don't need to list ingredients.
Can you believe that, Gina? Did you know that?
That's anything you get at the grocery store, whether it's food or beverage, it has ingredients listed on it, but because it's not regulated by the FDA, you don't need to list ingredients. We thought that was kind of kind of shocking, since even though it is booze, you still want to know what you're consuming. So this is really about being that cleaner option for people who do want to have fun, but also want to, know what they're putting in their body, so that you can. We like to say, if you're going to drink, drink better.
I agree. What do you think, Gina? I really like this.
I like this one a lot too. It's so funny you say that because, I've never until seltzers, you didn't really drink a lot of canned cocktails. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You made cocktails.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that they haven't caught up with that. How many calories are in it. Don't you have to put the calories though? I feel like you do, right?
Yeah.
Calories,
think
I'm not
you-
sure. You might need to put calories, but you don't need to list ingredients.
Yeah, I think there's something
but-
about that. But anyway, yeah, because even Guinness has the calories on the can. I didn't know that. Anyway, that's not the
But
point.
regarding cocktails, I agree. When you go to a nice craft cocktail bar, you get to, see the craftsmanship, and you see what they're doing. They're using fresh lime, or, these beautiful ingredients. And it's actually, in the same way, it's similar, because there aren't 50 different ingredients. They're real ingredients, versus lots of these products made and manufactured and put into cans or bottles. They have unusual ingredients, like what's called natural flavors. Sounds very innocent. You can pronounce it, you wouldn't blink an eye, but the reality is it can have over 100 ingredients in it. And one of them, as an example, is called castoreum, which is the goo excreted from the butt of a beaver. And you wouldn't really think about that. Yeah, you're having vanilla ice cream, or I won't name the brands, but certain tequila brands that use a little flavor additive of to get that vanilla note. You wouldn't really think you're consuming the butt of a beaver, but the reality is it's natural. It fits into their description of natural flavors, but we think people should actually know what they're consuming, and probably wouldn't want to consume that if they knew that they were. Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Please don't say that's Clase Azul, because I fucking worship that tequila. It's not Clase Azul, is it?
Oh boy.
Is it Clase Azul?
No comment. No comment.
Clase Azul. You're telling me a $160 bottle of tequila has that shit in it? Really?
Literally.
No comment. There's actually two big name ones that I'll say
No
no
way.
comment. But what I will say is that if you pour it into a cup by itself and smell it, then you're gonna get these notes very clearly.
That's crazy.
I'm going to lose my mind right now. Also, how cute is this?
Yeah.
It says on the inside, have you thanked a humidor today? No, here's your chance.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Does that say it on every one? No. It says, Mayahuel is the Aztec goddess of Agave. See if she has bestowed riches on you. This is very cute. This little QR code. I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Yeah.
First of all, I love it. I did grow up in Long Island, so when what's that iced tea company? I just went out of my head. Snapple. This is like when I was a kid. Are you kidding?
So tell us, guys, what started all of this with Volley? What was your inspiration? I know you wanted to create something clean, but give our listeners a little background on both of you, so they kind of understand your why.
This is back in 2018. I was kind of alluding to it earlier when all the seltzers had come out. They positioned themselves as the healthier option, lighter than a beer. And when you look under the hood of what is this thing? It's a new type of drink. It's fermented cane sugar and natural flavors. And I happened to be reading this book called The Dorito Effect. It's about the flavor industry. It's a huge industry. It goes into the details of natural flavor versus artificial flavor, what really is the difference there. And, in my opinion, I don't care what you say, but when you try to manufacture goo from a Butts beaver to go into my food, that is natural. And so
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind right now. I cannot.
So yeah, I know it's just too much.
It's
no,
who thought to squeeze a beaver's ass to get some shit to fucking put in a drink? I mean, what planet What is going on? Like that, I can't.
I can tell you what planet. It's called Earth.
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
'cause
it's
humans
nuts.
suck.
Sorry, keep going.
know.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
How did
You just
someone-
blew my mind.
No, I know. It's like, cause how does somebody even think to like get the goo from the beaver's butt to like, who? It's just weird. I don't want to know, actually. So anyway, so there were no like RTDs at this point. So there was no like no canned liquor options really. And so I was looking for the tequila option. There weren't any. Chris has a background in product development, so we decided to make our own and just to really make it a clean beverage, something transparent, something we wanted to drink, we were proud to drink. So we started making them in our kitchen in New York City and canning them with like a hand canning machine. And we would bring it to friends' barbecues to taste test, and people loved them. And so we really just went with it. And yeah, Chris's background in like product development is very interesting. There's a lot to learn from him.
How'd that all start for you, Chris?
My product development background was we were actually in DC. I was working at the Jefferson Hotel on 16th Street, and the mixologist who's hired to work there, he's from Italy, and we became friends. And I was amazed by his cocktails, how fresh they were, how delicious. And I thought maybe there's a way that people who don't know how to make these amazing cocktails can enjoy something similar at home through a mixer, where all these components are together except for the spirit. And so we went on this journey of making mixers and all done by hand. And William Sonoma discovered it and was like, wow, these are awesome. Can you make these under our label? And that took us on quite a journey of making William Sonoma's mixers and fun projects we brought to life, like over 80 different products, not just for William Sonoma, but line for Walmart and a couple others. But in doing that, we got pretty good at making stuff. But we found ourselves drinking more of a tequila, soda, and lime or grapefruit when we'd go out. Just we found you feel much better the next day. You can have your fun, enjoy yourself, but you're not losing a whole day recovering. So that led us to start Volley and try to figure out how to make the cleanest option. We said, someone should make a really clean, good quality option. It might not be for everybody, but it should exist. So let's bring it to life. And it's been quite a fun past couple years.
That's really cool that you've done some major brands. Gina, what did you think about the mango?
So we had the tropical mango. That's really delicious. I like the color actually when it came out. It's like looked like mango, right? And like I always find it to be funny when you make something, right, and you're like, oh, it looks like orange juice, and it has orange juice in it, and you're like, well, it should look like orange juice and not yellow. Oranges are orange and not yellow. It's kind of crazy. All right, so we're gonna do the spicy ginger. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm super critical of spicy ginger. If you're putting it on there, it's gotta have that kick. Because I hate when you like get spicy ginger and or it'll say spicy ginger beer, and you're like, this is nothing.
Uh-oh.
People just put it on there.
She's a hard critic, guys.
All right, so this one says our blue agaves are aged about 8 years before they are harvested. Want to see them? I love this. Yeah. I fucking love this. Are they all the same for the same cans, or you have like hundreds of these?
You got to open enough cans and find out. No, there's one per flavor.
Got it. This is good. Look how pretty. All right, so the ginger smells gingery. I mean, we're right off the bat, we're good.
I like that gingery.
So that's a Peruvian ginger juice.
See, it is spicy.
Oh, you got it. You got a thumbs up over here. She's got a
Wait,
big
hold on
smile.
a second. Hold on. So you bring that in?
Yeah, most ginger in the U.S. comes from China. It's a little bit duller color and spice profile. We've come across Peruvian ginger and found it a brighter color and a spicier profile. And so we said, if we're able to use Peruvian ginger, let's use it. It's organic, never from concentrate. It's actually from the Amazon in Peru, and it comes over frozen to our freezer in Mexico. And then it gets defrosted the day before production, and it just gets mixed with the tequila, water, gets carbonated, and into the cans it goes.
So this is not made in Jalisco, right? Like this isn't like made in the state of tequila, right?
Yeah,
it is.
This is the real deal here.
It is.
So tell Gina about the tequila.
Tell our listeners about it, because I would love to know.
Yeah, this is as real as it gets. So you should be skeptical of any can that says it has tequila and it's made in the U.S. or somewhere else, but you'll see on the back of the can that it's made in Mexico. It does say Miami is where the company's based, because that's where the import permit's based, but it says made in Mexico, and that's because any 100% agave product needs to be actually bottled there, not just the tequila can come from there. It needs to get into its final vessel. So we make everything in a town called Arandas, which is in Jalisco, about 2 hours from Guadalajara. So you fly into Guadalajara, drive out to the fields, and distillery is just a few minutes apart, and it's got a bunch of well-known brands are made there. We tasted tequila from about 5 different distilleries before we landed on this one. We did a taste test of 10, so about 2 samples from each location, and brought them all together, tasted it, and we said, these 2 profiles here are the smoothest. What are these 2? And one was Don Julio Blanco, and the other was an exclusive profile that was private label, and we said, this needs to be Volley right here. So Volley at its core is a really great quality tequila that we actually have a couple bottles. It's not for sale, but we have a couple bottles at our tasting room in Charleston. And when people come over, they're able to taste it. We have them compare it to other products and see what they think. But it's what's actually in the can, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, you can go to the tasting room.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't know you guys had a
this
tasting room.
This is not a good idea for me, but 100%. Can I just say the one thing about seltzers that like nobody ever wants to talk about? It's like they have like allegedly like less alcohol. It's like, oh, it's just less, and yet because it's carbonated, and the actual alcohol is carbonated itself, and not just, it's like carbonated water is added to the drink. Yep. It hits you right away. I don't care what anybody says. It's like literally like you drink a seltzer and you're like, it's like that. I don't know why. Or maybe it's just
you.
Are you feeling these?
Just all the bubbles.
Yes. Every time, that's the one thing about seltzers I was saying is like literally you're force carbonating the entire can and you're carbonating the actual liquor. When you do that and you're not adding carbonated water to something and it sits for a long time, it hits you. Some people it hits right away. For me, it hits right away.
So.
Yeah.
So these are hitting you then. You're feeling happy? Is it just the agave maybe?
Yeah, I
and
feel
just
happy.
the tequila?
I don't know. I love it.
You know what would make me even more happy?
Coffee and tequila.
How about
and
a tip?
repeat.
How about a tip?
A tip.
A trick.
Yes. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. The grapefruit. This is probably my favorite time of year. You know what it is? That means it's Paloma season. Tequila, grapefruit soda. Come on, it's the best, right? But sometimes you get these awesome pre-made drinks like from our friends at Volley. We love that. You flip the can, everything. It's really good just the way it is. But sometimes you just want like a little hint more, something to add a little bit extra. And one thing that I really like to do is, add a little bit of steeped hibiscus. It's really beautiful and delicious and smells really amazing, right? So all you're gonna do is either make yourself a cocktail, and you could do the Paloma, or you're gonna add your ice, and you're gonna open whatever pre-made cocktail it is. And it doesn't have to be just the grapefruit one or this brand. It could be something that you like. You're gonna pour it over ice. And this is your, really your trick here is to take it, and you take just a little bit of your hibiscus, and you're gonna just let it float on top. And it makes this really, really pretty cocktail. A little bit different, becomes your own. And you can take a little bit of your grapefruit peel. And we're just gonna put that in there over the top and just give it a new life, Spend a little time in the can traveling. But spend a little bit of time making just this iced tea. That's so easy. And then boom, just a new take on a Paloma. Cheers.
I love it, Gina. I love just adding a little bit, making it my own, making it a little,
Yeah, you can
Louise in it.
You can, yeah, exactly. You take what you like, and then you add like a little bit of spin on it if that's what you want. And for me, I always love adding a little bit of iced tea in the summertime. So you make this like a little bit bigger, or having it on the side. Super easy.
I love it. Where are they going to go to get this tip?
You're gonna go to You're gonna go to designateddrinker.show for our tips, tricks, and how-tos. And also, you can catch us on Instagram if you want to see it, at Designated Drinker, and you'll see my lovely face and manipulating cocktails.
There you go. She's amazing at it. And if you didn't catch any of that, don't worry. You can just scroll down into the episode notes. We will have links to both our Instagram, to the website, so you can get all of the cocktails that Gina has mastered, as well as we will make sure that we have a link to Volley, because good news, everyone, you can order it online. So if it's not like on the shelves of your grocery yet, don't worry. They've got you covered. Just hit that button. You can order as much
like
as
Charleston
you like.
Tasting Room sounds amazing.
That sounds like a trip for us. What do you
Fuck
think?
yes. I want to go to Charleston. I always want to go to Charleston.
Hey, we're coming to stay with you guys, just so you know.
That's never a problem. Like Charleston's always perfect.
You guys are going to have house guests. So, all right. So, this brings us to the end of part 1. We're co-founders of Volley Tequila Seltzers. But if you're anything like me and Gina, one round is just never enough. So go top off your cocktail or open up another Volley, whatever you're drinking with us. And get ready for part 2 as we continue our boozy banter. And Gina is going to serve up a Volley-inspired cocktail that is sure to spike things up for any of your summertime activities. I had to lay in all those puns.
I love it.
Don't you
I love it. Yes.
The Designated Drinker Show is produced by Missing Link, a Latino-owned, strategy-driven, creatively fueled production co-op. From ideation to creation, we craft human connections through intelligent, engaging, and informative content. Also in the Missing Link lineup of podcasts is Roger That, a podcast dedicated to guiding you through the haze of dementia, led by skilled caregivers. Now, if you're looking for a whole new way to enjoy the theater, check out Between Acts, an immersive audio theater podcast experience. Each episode takes you on a spellbinding journey through the works of newfound playwrights, from dramas to comedies and everything in between. Find Missing Link's League of Podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And while you're there, please don't forget to follow, download, and review the shows. Your reviews help our shows reach new audiences. To find out more about Missing Link, visit missinglink.company. That's missinglink.company.